17. Similarly, as foretold, Jehovah had earlier used Babylon to winnow his people, scattering them in defeat. Jah 15. 7. And, through the prophet Isaiah, Jehovah gave the assurance to his people that the time would come when they would reduce their enemies to chaff and winnow them. Isra 41. 14-16 at Jeremiah 4. 11. A searing wind to come against Jerusalem is said to be not for winnowing, nor for cleansing. A tempestuous, searing wind would not be suitable for winnowing, so this points to its destructive nature. Wisdom. The biblical sense of wisdom lays emphasis on sound judgment, based on knowledge and understanding. The ability to use knowledge and understanding successfully to solve problems, avoid or avert dangers. O texto e acute miritra longo. Wisdom 1190 be expressed in caution, self-control, moderation, or restraint. The discrete form of froen middle. Most man builds his house on a rock mass, foreseeing the possibility of storm. The foolish man builds his on sand and suffers disaster. Mount 7. 24-27. Understanding fortifies wisdom in other ways. For example, a person may obey a certain command of God because he recognizes the rightness of such obedience, and this is wisdom on his part. But if he gets real understanding of the reason for that command, the good purpose it serves, and the benefits accruing from it, his heart determination to continue in that wise course is greatly strengthened. PR 14. 33. Proverbs 21. 11 says that by one's giving insight to a wise person he gets knowledge. The wise person is happy to get any information that will grant him a clearer view into the underlying circumstances, conditions, and causes of problems. Thereby he gets knowledge as to what to do regarding the matter and knows what conclusions to draw, what is needed to solve the existing problem. Compare PR 9. 9. EC 7. 25. 8. 1. As 28. 3. See insight. Divine wisdom. Wisdom in the absolute sense is found in Jehovah God, who is wise alone in this sense. Row 16. 27. Re 7. 12. Knowledge is acquaintance with fact, and since Jehovah is the Creator, who is from time indefinite to time indefinite. PS 90. 1, 2. He knows all there is to know about the universe, its composition and contents, its history till now. The physical laws, cycles, and standards upon which men rely in their research and invention, and without which they would be helpless and have nothing stable upon which to build, are all of his making. Job 38. 34-38. PS 104. 24. PR 3. 19. J 10. 12, 13. Logically, his moral standards are even more vital for stability, sound judgment, and successful human living. D 32. 4-6. See Jehovah God of moral standards. There is nothing beyond his understanding. Issa 40. 13, 14. Though he may allow things that are contrary to his righteous standards to develop and even temporarily prosper, the future ultimately rests with him and will conform precisely to his will, and the things spoken by him will have certain success. Issa 55. 8-11. 46. 9-11. For all these reasons it is evident that the fear of Jehovah is the start of wisdom. PR 9. 10. Who should not fear you, O King of the nations, for to it is fitting. Because among all the wise ones of the nations and among all their kingships there is in no way anyone like you. J 10. 7. He is wise in heart and strong in power. Who can show stubbornness to him and come off uninjured? Job 9. 4. PR 14. 16. In his mightiness he can intervene at will in human affairs, maneuvering rulers or eliminating them, making his prophetic revelations prove infallible. Da 2. 20-23. Biblical history recounts the futile efforts of powerful kings with their astute counselors to pit their wisdom against God, and it highlights the way he has triumphantly vindicated his servants who loyally proclaimed his message. Issa 31. 2. 44. 25-28. Compare Job 12. 12, 13. God's wisdom in the sacred secret. The rebellion that broke out in Eden presented a challenge to God's wisdom. His wise means for ending that rebellion, wiping out its effects and restoring peace, harmony, and right order in his universal family, formed a sacred secret, the hidden wisdom, which God foreordained before the systems of things, that is, those systems that have developed during man's history outside Eden. 1 Co 2. 7 Its outlines were contained in God's dealings with, and promises to, his faithful servants during many centuries. It was foreshadowed and symbolized in the law covenant with Israel, including its priesthood and sacrifices, and was pointed to in innumerable prophecies and visions. Finally, after more than 4,000 years, the wisdom of that sacred secret was revealed in Jesus Christ. 1 26-28, through whom God purposed an administration o textui acute miritra longo, Wisdom 1191 APR 14. 15, 18, and right judgment. But since true wisdom begins with the fear of Jehovah God PS 111. 10. PR 9. 10. This superior wisdom goes beyond ordinary wisdom and includes holding to high standards, manifesting righteousness and uprightness, as well as adhering to truth. PR 1. 2, 3, 20-22. 2. 2-11. 6. 6. 8. 1, 5-12 Not all wisdom measures up to that superior wisdom. Human wisdom is never absolute but is relative. Wisdom on a limited scale is attainable by man through his own efforts, though he must in any case use the intelligence with which God, who even gave the animals certain instinctive wisdom. Job 35. 11. PR 30. 24-28 Initially endowed man. Man learns from observation of, and working with, the materials of God's creation. Such wisdom may vary in type and extent. The Greek word fire is often applied to skill in a certain trade or craft, to skill and sound administrative judgment in governmental and business fields, or to extensive knowledge in some particular field of human science or research. Similarly, the Hebrew choke ma and char are used to describe the skillfulness of sailors and ship caulkers as 27. 8, 9. Compare PS 107. 23, 27 and of workers in stone and wood 1 ch 22. 15, as well as the wisdom and skill of other craftsmen, some having great talent in a wide variety of crafts. 1 Chi 7. 14. 2 ch 2. 7, 13, 14 Even the skilled image carver or idol maker is described by such terms. Issa 40. 20. Ch 10. 3-9 The shrewd practice of the business world is a form of wisdom. As 28. 4, 5. All such wisdom may be had even though the possessors lack the spiritual wisdom the scriptures particularly advocate. Nevertheless, God's Spirit may enhance some of these types of wisdom where they are useful in accomplishing His purpose. His Spirit activated those constructing the tabernacle and its equipment as well as those weaving the priestly garments, men and women, filling them with both wisdom and understanding. Thereby they not only understood what was desired in the means for accomplishing the work, but also displayed the talent, artistry, vision, and judgment necessary to design and produce superb work. Acts 28. 3. 31. 3-6. 35. 10, 25, 26, 31, 35. 36. 1, 2, 4, 8. Ancient wise men. Men noted for their wisdom and counsel were anciently prized by kings and others, even as in modern times. Egypt, Persia, Chaldee, Edom, and other nations had their bodies of wise men. Acts 7. 11. As 1. 13. Ch 10. 7. 50. 35. Albeit such bodies evidently included the priests and government officials, but were not restricted to such. They probably included all those elders of the nations who were particularly known for their wisdom and who resided near the capital so as to be available for counseling. Compare GE 41. 8. PS 105. 17-22. Issa 19. 11, 12. J 51. 57. The monarchs of Persia had a privy council of 7 wise men for quick consultation as 1. 13-15, and lesser Persian officials might have their own staff of wise men. As 6. 13. Joseph, by the help of God's Spirit, displayed such discretion and wisdom that Egypt's ruling pharaoh made him his prime minister. G 41. 38-41. Acts 7. 9, 10 Moses was instructed in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was powerful in his words and deeds even prior to God's making him his spokesman. But this human wisdom and ability did not qualify Moses for God's purpose. After his first attempt at the age of about 40 to bring relief to his Israelite brothers, Moses had to wait another 40 years before God sent him forth, a spiritually wise man, to lead Israel out of Egypt. Acts 7. 22-36. Compared to 34. 9. Solomon was already wise before entering into full kingship. 1 Kai 2. 1, 6, 9, yet he humbly acknowledged himself but a little boy in prayer to Jehovah and sought his aid in judging God's people. He was rewarded with a wise and understanding heart unequaled among Judah's kings. 1 Kai 3. 7-12 His wisdom surpassed Otextoi acute Miritra Longo. Wisdom 1192 bring about his downfall. 2 Sa 16. 15-23. 17. 1-14 As Paul wrote of God, He catches the wise in their own cunning. And again, Jehovah knows that the reasonings of the wise men are futile. 1 Co 3. 19, 20. Compare X 1. 9, 10, 20, 21. Lu 20. 19-26. Apostate priests, prophets, and wise men of the Israelite nation